things like basketry, weaving, etc. I want to start with a huge apology to everyone in this class because I am far from an expert on Native American art. The amount that I know about Native American art, you could put in a symbol, but I love Native American art, particularly contemporary Native American art. And I want to share my love of that work with you, what little I know. So, what I want to start this month by saying is I encourage anyone and everyone who gets turned on by what I share with you to do further research about what I show and share. And to those of you at home or here who know more than I do, please do not hesitate to share what you know, because we will all be enriched by any information that you can share with us. All right, enough about my inadequacies, of which there are many. Let's talk about our first artist today. Her name is Jaune Smith. Probably the first question you're going to have about her is her name. To most of us who are of European or Asian ancestry, the first thing that pops into your head is, wow, that name sounds unusual. So I'm going to start out by explaining what I know about her name. Her first name, Jaune, is the French word for yellow. It was the name she was given by her family. Smith was a name given to her by her grandmother. It is her given name, and her grandmother gave it to her because she was quick to learn. She was quick to understand what she was taught. So she saw things quickly and easily from a very early age. She was born in 1940, January 15th, on the Flathead Reservation in Montana. She is of Salish and Kootenai tribal heritage. I want to start by showing you first a slideshow of her work, and then a very short, it's a almost 5-minute video of an interview of her on CBS Sunday Morning, I think it's called, a show on CBS Sundays. All right, any questions so far? Nothing? I'm going to share the screen then. Let's start with this video that I created. Primarily, the information I have is visual. I don't really have a lot of historical information or anthropological information to share with you. Please remember, I am not an art historian, nor am I an anthropologist. That kind of information, when you have more time, if you are interested, please, I encourage you to look into more of that on your own. She is an enrolled member of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes and is also of Métis and Shoshone descent. She is an art educator, art advocate, and political advocate and activist. She has been prolific in her long career, and her work draws from a Native worldview and comments on American Indian identity, histories of oppression, and environmental issues. So let's look at it now. She has done a series of paintings that are cross-cultural, in which she incorporates American symbols with Native American symbols and text. She likes to do collage. She is a painter and a collage artist. She creates mixed media works, and they have a lot of political commentary. She's also a printmaker, and she incorporates drawing into her work as well. So obviously, this is the American flag, which is a very powerful symbol of what this country represents. Good morning. Find a seat. The image is very blurred. Again, unfortunately, digital images are not great representations of the artist's work. And as always, I encourage you, if you get a chance to see her work in person, take it, because she just, last year, she had a solo show at the Whitney Museum of Art. Estee's shaking her head. You went? Did you like the show? Yes. I found her work so powerful and so emotionally moving that I stood in front of several pieces that made me cry.
Brought the book for the show. I figured it
might
be nice to
thank you. We have the book with us today. Oh my God, I'm overcome. I don't know why I didn't buy the book, but those of you who aren't here with us, my heart is breaking that you're not going to have the opportunity to see this. Awesome. Thank you so much. Anybody who, are we allowed to look at it? We're using paint today, just like glue. Make sure your hands are clean, folks, when and if you touch this book. Awesome. All right, so we're going to get an opportunity to see what her work really looks like. So these reproductions, this is made by the Whitney Museum of Art. These reproductions are much more faithful to her actual work.
Yeah.
Oh,
I forgot about this.
oh, they fell out of the book?
Yeah.
Leave it to me to let that happen. All right, so anyway. So this painting is called Green Flag. You could interpret it. What do you think that means? There's no green in it. Good point from Eileen. It's quite large. This painting is very large. What does the United States have a lot of that's green that many places in the world do not have? We have grass. Money. So this painting, and I got confused about that too, because I like to think I'm an environmentalist, so and she is too. And I stood in front of this painting, completely misinterpreting it, thinking it was about environmental activism and we should go green, but it's really about capitalism. So if you were to see this in person, there are a lot of clippings about American greed in this painting, and that's a lot, and capitalism and colonialism and what we've done over the years to the rest of the world. Her paintings are political and powerful in that respect. And she's not a shrinking violet about talking about that. She wants the world to know that she's proud of being Native American, and also very forthright and open about talking about the fact that this land was taken from her people, that her people were robbed of the country that we reside in today, and in many cases, destroyed. This is also part of the flag series. So it's two large panels that sit very closely together so that it looks like one piece. The word big is prominent. Bigness. The message, again, I think is quite clear that Americans are big in our desire for stuff. We always want more. We want everything bigger and better. Big Mac, big cars, big houses, big pharma, big oil. Everything is big in America. So Ms. Smith has been shown, Quick to See Smith has been shown in major museums all over the world. The Whitney, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Denver Art Museum, the National Museum of Women in the Arts, and she is owned by the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. In fact, the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. bought one of her pieces. It was the first painting by a Native American ever bought by the National Gallery of Art, which is awesome, but a little too late, one might say. Yeah. She also actively supports the Native arts community. She organizes exhibitions and project collaborations and has participated in national commissions for public works. She now lives in, I may be mispronouncing this, so if there are any New Mexicans in the group, forgive me, Corrales, New Mexico, near the Rio Grande with her family. She grew up poor. Her father was a single parent. He traded horses and participated in rodeos. They frequently moved. She lived in a lot of different places, including the Pacific Northwest and California, where she grew up in poverty. She actually worked alongside migrant workers in a Seattle farming community between the ages of 8 and 15 years old. When school was not in session, she was a picker. You know, she picked vegetables. But she knew from a very young age that she wanted to be an artist. She drew in the ground with sticks, starting at 4 years old. And she remembered in first grade that she got her first crayons and tempera paints. And she said, I love the smell of them. It was a real awakening. I made a painting of children dancing around Mount Rainier. My teacher raved about it. And then with Valentine's Day approaching, I painted red hearts all over the sky. I see it as my first abstract painting. I love that story. And the show she did at the Whitney, her retrospective at the Whitney, she did a lot of maps of the United States. This map is covered with a lot of text also, collage work, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, that she cut and glued onto the map. Also political commentary about the treatment and subjugation of Native American peoples. Her work is kind of humorous too. It's not all sadness and tragedy. She attacks these issues sometimes with a great deal of humor. And you can see too that her work is abstract and kind of messy. She likes to use this dripping technique. So she's not a neat, hard edge kind of a painter, which I like very much about her work. There's a lot of textural effects that are really beautiful. She started her formal art education in Washington State. She got an Associate of Art degree from Olympic College. Then she went to University of Washington in Seattle. Her education was interrupted, however, because she had to support herself. She was a waitress, a Head Start teacher, a factory worker, a domestic, a librarian, a janitor, a veterinary assistant, and a secretary. In 1976, she completed a bachelor's degree in art education from Framingham State College in Massachusetts, and then moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico. She wanted to start graduate school at the University of New Mexico because they had a great program in Native American studies. She applied 3 times and was rejected. 3 times. Do you believe that? Native American art student was rejected 3 times to the school that she wanted to go to because of their Native American art program.
You should find out why.
Nope. So she moved to New York City. She finally had a show at the Kornbluth Gallery in New York City, which was a pretty big named gallery. And there was a review of it in Art in America. And she was finally accepted at the University of New Mexico, Department of Fine Arts she got her degree in 1980. She got her Master's of Art from UNM. Kind of ironic, just saying. Now, during her time at the University of New Mexico, she was then exposed to American and European art, and she started combining her knowledge of Native traditions and symbols with what she learned about American abstract expressionism and European classical art. And her whole life since then has been doing things to bridge those 2 worlds and bring them together and to help the larger audience that she's now showing to understand the traditions of both and to accept both in her work. So she's been creating these complicated abstract paintings and lithographs since 1970s. Lithography is a form of printing, for those of you who may not know. All right, so you can see, I think, in this piece, her use of Native American imagery. The figure that you see here is very much like the petroglyph and doll images that you see in Southwest Native American tradition. And see, I don't remember how I'm supposed to get rid of the floating part when I'm in the slideshow, so forgive me, everyone. I go through every
Far
show.
right. Let's go to the far right.
Reminder to those of you, please mute.
Oh, that's me.
It's okay. Just mute now, whoever mute. It looks like a mural. Yes. Well, like I said, she combines what she's learned from European art with her own traditions. Very abstract, don't you think? The dripping, a lot of collage. I like the tiny figures interspersed with this large one. And I cannot get rid of that toolbar. Laura, if I hit the escape key, no, I'll get out of the slideshow. I have no mouse when I'm in the slideshow. That's the problem. All right, never mind. We're going to keep looking at her work, even with that toolbar there. Again, see, this one has a bit of contemporary. The top of it looks like a Jean-Michel Basquiat. For those of you who've taken my classes, you probably recognize that name and the kind of cartoony style that he uses. But those are very Native American style, figurative faces in the top area, and also the face, the portrait right behind the bird in green is a fairly, I don't want to say typical, but it's definitely a Native American face. Again, she's working to combine her tradition with what she's learned about European art. I love the juxtaposition of the black line work on top of the more natural earth tone stuff in the background. It really pulls all the different parts of this image together. Also, that red figure or shape on the right, it's very interesting. And it appears to be holding whatever that brown outlined head shape is. Okay, so I'm going to whip through these quickly now. Again, her work contains strong, insistent socio-political commentary that speaks to past and present cultural appropriation and abuse, while identifying the continued significance of the Native American peoples. She addresses today's tribal politics, human rights, and environmental issues with humor. She frequently uses the buffalo in her paintings as a symbol of Native American people. Any of you who've been watching on PBS, the show on buffaloes, what is the documentarian's name? Ken Burns, thank you, Joanne. The Ken Burns series on the buffalo. Know that the buffalo was so important to the survival of the Native American peoples, and the white colonizers wiped out the entire buffalo population of the South and Northwest and almost decimated the entire Native American population of this continent. So it's an extremely important symbol, frequently seen in Quick to See Smith's work. This is a beautiful painting. She often uses the rabbit too, also as a symbol of nature and Native American culture. She is a big environmentalist. Her paintings starting in the 2000s are all about this non-hierarchy of animals and plants living with people, that we should learn to live together and not in antagonism or as enemies. And the rabbit seems to be a very important symbol of that to her. We must honor the plants and animals of this earth. I love the kind of quick, sketchy skulls and spidery things behind the heavier rabbit in the front. So this, in the late 70s and 80s, or throughout the 80s decades, she did many, many landscapes. And this, I believe, is from that period. This is one of her landscape pieces. If you've been lucky enough to go to the Southwest and see the canyon petroglyphs and etchings and paintings that the Native American peoples did in the cliffs and cave walls, this is very reminiscent of that kind of art. Love the colors in this. The horse is a very important symbol to Quick to See Smith as well. The horse usually represents herself. So many of her paintings are self-referential. And when you see a horse, I'm not sure if it always stands for her, but frequently the horse stands for herself. I just want to do a quick quote from her. She says, quote, "I look at line, form, color, texture, etc. in contemporary art, as well as viewing old Indian artifacts the same way. With this, I make parallels from the old world to contemporary art. A hunkpapa drum become a Rothko painting. Ledger book symbols become Cy Twombly. A Nescaspi bag is Paul Klee. A Blackfoot robe, Agnes Martin. Beadwork color is Joseph Albers. A parfleche is Frank Stella. Design is Vasarely's positive and negative space." So she's comparing Native American things to contemporary European and American artists in her work. And I love that so much about what she does, and often poking fun at the American and European artists at the same time. That was really apparent in her show at the Whitney. Another one of her rabbit paintings. This one says community. I think at the top it says true.
It's like a cathedral in the background.
It does. It looks like the floor plan of I don't know, medieval or Renaissance or Gothic cathedral. You're right. Over which she's painted a rabbit. Also looks like pills in the background. Another horse painting. She did a series of these house paintings. I think this one is kind of self-explanatory. Love it. I love the way it fills the entire composition. The TP is so strong, the black outline. Another one of her landscapes. Another landscape painting. And this is one of her prints, I believe from the landscape series. So I'm going through these really fast now. So sorry, because I want to show you the video. All right. We're going to get out of this. Oh, I think I did that wrong, but never mind. Let's see. Yeah, I did that wrong. Hold on, everybody. Why is it not letting me get rid of this? Laura, I need some technical assistance. I'm trying to show this video, but it's not in my share screen thingy. And I can't close this. Ah, okay, wait up. Let's see if I can do it now. Yes. Okay, but it's already started, so we got to go back to the beginning. Hold on, everyone. Folks at home, can you see the video?
Yes.
I don't know why it's playing already. Stop.
There's
Okay,
no
good.
sound.
Okay. So this is a short video from whatever the morning show is on CBS on Sundays. What? Yes, thank you. Here we go.
She's a Native American artist and activist, finally getting some long overdue recognition. Serena Holtschuh introduces us to Jaune Quick to See Smith, her art now on display at New York's Whitney Museum.
Jaune Quick to See Smith certainly has her own way of seeing and painting America. How would you describe your work to someone who hasn't seen it before?
I think that every single piece of work tells a story about Native American history or about my tribe. I really concentrate on the images, the large icons, like a map. Everybody can relate to that. And there are words there. It will give them some clues. Say, land of the giants, like that's what we are. America is all powerful.
Those clues are now on display at the Whitney Museum of American Art in New York, home to a retrospective of Smith's works.
In here are hypodermic needles, plastic water bottles.
The show will eventually travel to Fort Worth and Seattle.
Every single one of these things have a connection together.
It's a milestone moment for the 83-year-old artist, but also for the Whitney. This is its first retrospective for a Native American artist. Why now?
I think what's happened is George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, and Standing Rock brought issues to the fore about the lack of representation in our institutions in this country. Every part of our society needs representation by all its citizens.
Born on the Flathead Reservation in Montana, a citizen of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes, Jaune Smith received the name Quick to See as a child.
People think that, oh, that's a great name for an artist. But any of us that carry these names, often they're old family names. It is really about insight into things.
Her affinity for art would come later.
When I met paint, it was like an epiphany. I didn't know the word artist or what it meant, but I went to a community college and I did take art. And at the end of the year, the teacher called me in and he said, you know, you can draw better than men, but you can't be an artist. You're a woman and you need to know your place in life.
But Smith knew her place was in the art world. In the last 5 decades, she's had nearly 100 shows and high-profile acquisitions of her work by institutions like the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. In 2020, hers was the first painting by a Native American to join the gallery's collection.
I'm not thinking about it just as that they collected my piece and think that's a grand moment. The grand moment would come when they create a collection of contemporary Native art, not just antiquities.
You know what's remarkable about you, Jaune? You never say I. You always say we and us.
I sometimes say, if you just let me crack the door and come through the door, I'll bring my community with me. And that's been my premise all the way along and in the work that I'm doing right now.
You can see that commitment to raising Indigenous voices throughout her art.
My intention with making the map was one to talk about the stolen land, all the United States, and then I used clippings to show that Indian people do live there. We're still here. We are here.
As for Smith, she calls New Mexico home, living just outside Albuquerque.
I want to see it go all the way down.
There, she and her team, which includes her son, artist Neil Ambrose Smith, keep up with the growing demand for her work.
I have to stain the horns.
But when it comes to Jaune Quick to See Smith, it seems the work is never done.
It's really nice. I can dream bigger and think bigger with some of the doors opening, but it's a new kind of freedom, I could say. I can see your excitement. Yes.
Okay, that's the end. All right, I thought that,
Wanting to go somewhere else, they get them out of here within 24 hours. But now,
sorry,
other
I
cities,
thought I
Chicago, DC,
closed.
everywhere, we're starting to see.
This
that
always
the-
happens. Hold on, everybody.
And they're starting to declare states of emergencies as well.
You know, you talk about the need for immigration during the turn of the century and how it's a
You're muted.
Got a lot going on. Yeah, thank you. My beautiful hair.
That we just love our fabulous librarian, Laura. Okay, so what'd you think of the video? It was wonderful. She is really a terrific person and fantastic artist. I love that she's working with her son, who's also an artist.
I was a little afraid that she was going to be woke.
What do you mean, Daniel?
Well, when she began to talk about George Symphony, I got afraid that she was going to be one of those woke artists. But luckily she didn't think so.
Okay, we can discuss that later. I'm a woke artist, so you have nothing to be afraid of from us woke artists.
You should technically be careful because not many people are very keen for woke.
Well, I want to talk about what we're going to work on today, but yeah, that's open to interpretation, Daniel, and we can talk about it later. Today we have some choices. You can either copy a painting by Jaune, which is fine. Frequently, we've been told throughout the years in our school experiences that copying is bad. In the world of art, copying is a good thing. Frequently, you'll go to an art museum and you'll see artists and art students copying other artists' work. So one of your options today is to copy one of Ms. Smith's pieces. I would love that. Or you can create your own mixed media painting collage here or at home with any media that you choose to use. If you are here, I have brought in acrylic paint. I brought in magazines, newsprint from newspapers. There are scissors, there's glue sticks. I think I even brought in wood glue. We have oil pastels and colored pencils and markers as well, Sharpies as well, and regular pencil. If you choose to do something without paint, you can do that too. I've also, for folks who are here, I brought in maps of the United States. So I invite folks here to think about what this image, this symbol means to you today. Folks at home, you could easily find this. You just Google outlines of the United States, and you can find it easily on the internet and print it out if you'd like to use it as well. You could use these in your collage work and paint on top of it, glue stuff on top of it. Think of it in the ways that Jaune used it in her own artwork. You can copy it on larger pieces of paper. And think about making your own statement today, political or non-political. That's fine. So, any questions or thoughts about the choices today? I'm going to put up on the screen one of Jaune's pieces of art for you to copy, or if you're lucky enough to have a smartphone, you can Google her and look for her artwork, whether you're at home or here. You can look on your laptops if you're home, or your computers, or on your smartphone. Questions, thoughts? Laura? You could do something. Yes, this is,
As we're seeing here today, experiencing and sharing art that all around the world, there are people who are suffering at the moment. And if we can maybe just have maybe one of the silence, it's just with these seconds.
we could certainly do that. I feel as if we did that last week, but
Gratitude.
yes, we could do that. We could do that. So Laura has asked that we take a moment of silence in this month of gratitude, as well as we could take a moment of silence for those folks who are suffering around the world, including here in the United States. So let's do that. Moment of silence, please. And certainly your artwork could express thoughts of gratitude. We're certainly lucky to be here in New Jersey right now. That's for sure. We could be elsewhere where it's not so great. All right. No demo today. Let's go to work. And I'm going to look at this book first, but let me put up a picture of Jaune Quick to See Smith's artwork for those of you who want to copy first. And everyone who's here, you can gather up your materials and get started. The what? I have them here. Come get one if you want one. I will put them out back in a moment. I have the maps, yes.
Are you selling them?
I'm shelling, yeah. I'm a true American.
Yeah.
What can I say?
You can't do something.
What?
You can't get something you should pay for.
Exactly.
I mean, I have two maps. I'll take
Yes.
them myself. One for my sister, one for me.
Oh, shoot, I did it wrong again. Wait 1 second, please. I want to share the screen. Here's one. Folks at home, can you see the picture?
Yes.
Thank you, Alice, for letting me know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I would love to see those of you who are from another country. I would love to see your take on what this means. Well, I'll have a lot to be grateful for being in here. You also have a lot to not be grateful for. Another one. I like that one. Here are the maps. Anyone who wants a map? Maps are right here. Mistake, I made 20. You can cut the maps up too. You can cut them into parts, collage them. You can copy them and make them bigger. What's he get? I don't know why I didn't. I'm gonna buy this book. Unless, do I want the Henry Taylor book? Yes.
Liz, can you see about that one? Make sure it's safe, that table.
Yeah. If you want to see this beautiful book, you must come look at it at this table. It's not gonna travel around the room. And I'm inspecting your fingers before you touch it. No.
Can you show me the cover?
Yeah,
Oh, it's like about China.
I was gonna have first bit. Go ahead.
Today's my brother's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Homer. Yeah, we celebrated. I mean, yesterday. Yesterday was free.
We could take a picture. We could take a picture. Just right where for the TV. You don't like to take pictures of them. Isn't this one the one? And they are not.
Actually, it's a cartoon rabbit at the section. It has this Bugs Bunny attitude.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I saw the email and I was like, oh, I might have some other books for this one.
And you
Depending
went,
on the
must have
artist.
gone to.
Yeah, and then I've seen her work like a few times. And she often shows at the Green art show or the gallery in Chelsea. They often show her work. Park or no? It's on like on the lower part, and then like more like on the street or Chelsea here, like right like on the edge.
Towards 11.
Yeah. But they show a lot of me art.
Yeah. I mean, I was having some kind of respect to her until it was just in the interview how I'm got afraid that she was one of those woke artists.
What do you mean by woke up?
The term woke technically is now kind of like people that are a little bit too full of themselves, showing on their art and their.
She's an artist.
Kind of like
she's full of.
but some people they call it kind of like activism that they go to the extreme lengths. That it comes a little bit pandering and honestly in media right now is they kind of become a little bit annoying. It's mostly the best example of what Disney is doing right now, in which they try to cater, but it's a little bit too hammering your head at it. Kind of becomes annoying or insincere. Like for example,
It's
about the gay thing?
the gay, the Latino, the black community, although the difference is that
sometimes it's better to pretend it than not to do anything.
sometimes not exactly because in the case not exactly because I really think the difference between Disney and because something like that. At least she's doing it in a sincere way. Disney is not exactly, it's more insincere and
She's Native American. She's representing.
She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes I think it was better to not say it, but show it.
Well, through showing it, she's saying everything that she believes
Doesn't
and
matter if
is.
it's on
And
the
when she's
paper or-
being interviewed, she's talking about her work. She cannot not say it.
Well, sometimes it's better not to, sometimes not to say it and let the people, have their own conclusions.
Sometimes people are stupid, they don't understand. So
When you talk about Ecuador, you listen, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, how can you not talk about your own country and your own tradition? How can you not? It's so deep within you. How can you not?
Sometimes I wish we didn't, but
Oh,
Feel
no,
free.
Please don't say that.
Yeah.
That hurts me. I want you to feel free to say whatever you want.
well, there's something that define my pride or something that like something that I actually like something happening with it like I grew up on it and then I well, yeah, and maybe right. And maybe sorry, sorry, sometimes I don't know, but something I don't know what to
And it's confusing. And it's different.
say.
But it's just, that's the way it goes.
Not exactly. If there's a difference, if one day I could believe that there seems if it's different and it's a lot of horror.
Okay, well, in this class, please say whatever you want. Do I get tired?
Yeah, but because no. I mean that you got tired for what I said.
Never. I will never get tired of what you say.
Well, you turned your back.
I will never get tired of what you say. And if something you say hurts me personally, I will let you know.
I apologize. I think it wasn't my intention.
You don't have to apologize in advance. And frankly, you've never said anything to them.
Yeah, definitely. I sometimes run my mouth.
I want you to go to create.
I'll give it a
Okay,
try.
yes. Okay, good. This book is so beautiful. I'm gonna have to. I don't know why I didn't buy it there at the show. It's just.
Yeah.
And I have so many art books.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't started yet.
I was probably going through one of my momentary, I'm not gonna acquire things periods, which don't usually last very long because I am American. I gotta have stuff. It's a horrible thing to admit, but it's just the way I am. Laura, how do I get the picture of everybody back? I want to see my people at home. Here we go. Okay, folks at home, you're inspired, I hope. Dina. Hi. Mark.
Hi there. I've had the flu for 3 weeks. Good to see you all.
I'm so glad you're back and that you're better. That's awesome.
Thanks. Lauren's still sick.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. So has she moved? Is she up here in New Jersey now?
Yes, she is. She moved back the first week in October.
Oh, I forgot to mention 2 things. This Saturday, Ibu is opening in a show in Jersey City at Art House Productions. The opening is 4:30 to 7 p.m. Everybody's invited. Please come. I'm I'm looking up the address. It's on Marin Boulevard.
Okay.
Don't worry.
It's actually a theater, but they have a gallery, Art House Productions. It's 345 Marin Boulevard. I will put it in the chats. Although, of course, I hid the toolbar. Well, at some point during this class, if I figure out how to get back to the chat, I will put it in the chat. So Ibundoy is having an opening this Saturday, which is November 4th, from 4:30 to 7 p.m. is having an opening. He's in a two-person show at Art House Production Gallery at 345 Marin Boulevard in Jersey City. And then both Ibu and I will be part of the Hoboken Artists Open Studio Tour, Sunday, November 12th, which I believe goes from 1 to 6 p.m. And we will be showing both of our work in his studio, which is Studio 6H in the Newman Leather Building, which is, I never remember the address of that place. It's going to say it's on Observer Highway, but the entrance is Newark Street. And you take the elevator up to the 6th floor. It's much easier to find his studio, right, Eileen, than my studio at Mana Contemporary.
Yes, yes. Yeah, you need a guide to get to your studio.
And even that won't help. But God bless Eileen. She comes to my studio for every tour. You are my loyalist supporter.
Yeah, your studio was where?
It's at Mana Contemporary, which is 888 Newark Street, Newark Avenue in Jersey City. But the Hoboken Open Studio Tour, Ibu Ndoye and I will be showing our work at Ibu's studio, which is in Newman Leather Building, which is 300 Observer Highway on the 6th floor, Studio 6H, from 1 until 6 or 5 p.m. Sunday, November 5th, 12th, November 12th. So that's 2 weekends from now. But his opening is this coming Saturday, November 4th, from 4:30 to 7 p.m.
Yeah, I think this is at the and we talked about how she had a talking stick, but it was when the first female made tribal president or something like that. So she wanted to honor women in politics.
What tree lives in the one beach?
I'm Native American, and then my art teacher from like that was good. And then so my art teacher all the way from elementary and stuff would have me copy her and stuff. And so then I ended up like loving her work, and it's like always been part of my artistic journey, I guess. It's always been in the background. And I got to meet her a few times. She's very nice. Because I know somebody that is mentored by her. Yeah, the Native art community is very small. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's 80 years old and she doesn't look like
Yeah, she's very
She
vibrant.
looks younger than me.
Very much.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
You come show Jaune or one of our classes?
Yeah.
Maybe next week. I forget who the artist is for next week, but we got somebody lined up. Yeah, but we could do both. Yeah, I think you're in that.
Or neither.
Wait, you're. Let me turn the page. Let me turn the page. Let me turn the pages tomorrow. Tell me when you want me to stop. This could be, but any European artist, right? Any of the modern roads. This reminds me of Saigon. That's her horse. That's her. Oh. There's precious for all things. So she's just an incredible environment. And she created the Native Artists Manifesto, in which she says Native artists should only use biodegradable materials in their work, non-toxic paints, recyclable media. Like, remember she had that canoe with the hypodermic needles and the plastic water bottles? All of that was reused. And Essie, wasn't that a powerful piece? It's incredible. A canoe hanging from the ceiling. It's just you guys have your own images. This is a power. You must think about the energy. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, this is the grid now. Okay. How we have other kinds of energy. You know, we walk together. Awesome. Wow, this is gorgeous. Yes, don't say, don't make excuses. This is gorgeous. These are watercolor pencils. I think all that needs to be together with render. Really. No, but I mean, oh, it was black. And you have to have this from there. The dust. Oh, I love it. Everybody goes the same directions, but you're all going different ways. Your creativity never ceases to amaze me. It's awesome. Good news. Oh, air conditioning on today, right? No, it's not blowing on your neck or your back. No, but sometimes you've been here in the dead of winter. The AC has been. It's lovely in here today. Very good. Very good. Keep going. Keep going. Go. Now, suggestion, before you start gluing down, play around.
Yeah.
Don't lock yourself into something that you might not do. Move stuff. Ready? Expression is still very. No,
Doing great. Anyone at home need assistance? As always, just give a yell. Everyone's deeply focused. Loving that. I don't know what happened. Susan Monda said she was coming. She didn't make it. Are you there, Susan? No.
green. Orange or blue. That would be yellow. I think it's black.
Yeah, black's over there. You're black.
Cannot mix. You can get close to black if you mix all three primaries together and then add more blue, probably you'll get very close to black. But you have to try and mix the three primaries together and you pull them in. You don't have any black.
Yes.
No black.
Black.
Well, then you got them in. See if you can get close to black. You got a lot of green. What you got? Yellow blue, but if that's a good color to use for triangle stuff. It's very dark. I didn't bring black and white. White. Oh, there is white.
These are black, they're black and white.
I think everyone thinks, what is black? It's not. They are a little bit. Oh wait, what's this? This is black. Black. It's a little bit of that. I know, I'm careful, black is overpowering. I know, but I want to. Well, yeah, the background. very border, so whatever you want to choose. Indians. Indian. People are doing it, patterning in each state, and they do different patterns very much. Now, actually, should have brought. I have a handout with Native American patterns. Maybe I should. Is anybody actually copying the image that's on the board here? Folks at home, is anyone copying the image that I'm sharing with you? Okay, Robin said no. Dina, are you using the shared image in your work?
That's a no for me too.
Alice said no. Dina?
No for me either. Margot.
Okay. Margot said no. I'm not seeing Dina. Because I'd like to put up, I think I have an image of Native American patterns. A lot of people here are doing patterning, and I would like to share that instead. So I'm going to stop the share on this baby. Of course, this is the problem I ran into before. How do I get the toolbar back, Laura? Where did the toolbar go? Yeah, no. Nope. Oh, share. No. I want to do stop share. What? Yeah, what happened last time I did that was not. Ah, okay. Stop share. Let me look. Art classes. What is this? So this is not what I was looking for, but what do you think of this, folks? As this is textile patterns, Native American textile patterns. Those of you who are looking at a lot of patterns, you want me to put this up to share? Let me make it larger for everyone. See if you like it. Is this helpful? Marantika, you like this? Because you're doing the different patterns? Okay. I'm gonna leave it up for a while. Dina, you weren't copying that other painting, were you? Okay. There are a lot of people here doing patterning, so I thought this might be helpful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Trying to move this out of the way at least. You can in Google look for Native American patterns. My problem with a lot of them is they're very stereotypical. I prefer this.
You can see if you can make it smaller so it's not.
Sure.
Stereotype is a bad thing.
It's still blurry, but it's.
I don't know if it helps. Yeah,
Because I don't
I
think
think that's
so.
a little better.
The stereotype usually kind of exaggerate something that is kind of true. In a way.
Inuit? I love Inuit art.
Oh, it's
The Inuit people are from the northern part of North America. Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm like feeling confident. What she thinks is somehow.
My views, she loves
Oil,
that's
oil.
Yeah, I love that scene in the video. She's a crazy drawing with the oil
Yeah.
and stuff on top of the paint. So free and application.
Mm-hmm.
It's not plenty of time. That's for today. It's so rain. Central US to Mississippi is fun. Also, it's the Panama Canal.
Never saw it.
Now it takes more than 10 days to wait to cross the Panama Canal. Yeah. So we don't know when. And then each day, only 2 or 3 boats can go there. So usually
There are how many? Here in New Jersey, we waste water. I'm gonna base it. I'm gonna water. Barely in here. Oh. It's only short.
I want to do it here. That's what I'm
Yes.
When you do, or you don't have clothes. Since I cut it out and put it in solid for the background. So you might need to use it out. Well, the garbage cans, they were. We all have one. One garbage can over. Yes, that's mine. Have it on your phone.
So I did the kitchen.
Will you turn it? So next week we will look at more art by a Native American artist, because did I mention at the beginning of class? November is Native American History. So we will, each Wednesday, we will be celebrating a different Native American.
Oh, just a week. Yeah. So. Then, divide it out, which is stupid. There are a lot of great art shows. Oh, I know. I'd love to go see some art shows. I want to see gold. It's always. That's what, in my opinion. What about the things that are going on? Yeah. Yeah. Can I put a wash over this? Sure.
Not Gimlet. I had a storm trooper. From high school? You had to wear uniforms and you had to wash them. They didn't wash them, the inspector. Right. Exactly. So the gym uniform was inspected.
My teacher told me I was good.
Yes. Oh, they were horrible. They didn't say such nasty things. They were unathletic. You were probably the star pupil. Yeah.
You know, you're going floppy. He was a cartoon. I thought it was a cartoon, and people hated gym in that cartoon. The children hated gym class, but there's a running gag in which the gym teacher just brings it in and saying, "You know why you can't do that? It's because you got sloppy."
Yeah. They were making a field. We did that. I found out that originated in India. Is that true? That field coffee originated. There are many things that originated in India that the British appropriated. Many.
utilidades. Tendría que ver utilidades. No. More than $5,000, something. Been in the United States too long, just $10. I'm the joke. I know.
Very rich. In the spring, we're gonna celebrate Asian. Because it's the fountain of her heritage. Brown. You can mix red with green. You have green, right here. Green, red, yellow and blue, and green, that's green. You have a little bit too much red on your brush, but let's see, mix it thoroughly and completely. You need a little more green. Oh, this is brown. It's close to brown, yeah. Very light brown because you're heavy on the yellow. Yeah. Now I would add a little bit more blue because it's a very yellow green. Put a tiny bit more blue. Get browner now. Darker color. Now add a teeny bit more of this reddish brown. Add some more of this. Well, see, you're getting closer to brown. Red and green make brown. I speak the truth. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not always. Now, you haven't noticed, I love embellishing. It's one of my favorite things.
If that's true, have you ever told someone that their art was straight back or something?
I would never do.
That's the problem. Sometimes you have to be more honest.
No, I come here only for praises.
Yeah, it's a big challenge. I know that it's challenging. You don't want to hurt other people's feelings, but sometimes you want it to improve. You have to be a little bit more.
I give you suggestions, and I see spot in your
Daniel,
work
you can work with
that
she
could
will
change.
compliment and you tell the truth.
Don't I give you suggestions?
Sidekick.
Isn't that better than saying that sucks?
Well,
That depends.
no, it doesn't depend. Like this? Yeah. No.
I can't see it from here. I will come around so I can observe close.
No, need.
Wait, 1 minute. There's some stuff in the chat that I need to check. I'm not postponing. I'll be there in a minute.
I mean, I like that asking questions.
Oh, Stephanie had to leave. Oh. Drillers drilling on concrete. Oh, most of the chat stuff is people talking to each other. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone at home is still deeply working, loving that. Can't wait to see everyone's work. It's 11:38, so we have a solid 15 minutes.
Well, no, that's not true. We have a solid 10 minutes. Let's keep working today. I did a lot of talking at the beginning of class today, right? Let's not do sharing. Let's just keep working. Because most people are really still at the beginning stages of their work. You can always send me JPEGs. So what? I'm incredibly jealous. What now? Slow down and I go, let's hope we don't. Mints. Good, Josh. It's small. The answers can't come from me. In the end, you have to make decisions about your own work. I can only offer suggestions. Suggest. Steps it up. You understand? Yeah. It really makes it hard to focus on the shapes. Yeah. So I would color just flat color. Excellent. Soft pastel too. Just do it already. Not worry. Exactly like some colors and experiment. You are at the stage where you want to think about pulling the other disparate shapes together. So, and one way you can do that is filling.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
So, do I have to put it in water or do I just make it go?
Well, it depends. If you thin it with water, it's going to be a true wash and it's going to be transparent. Or if you use the straight paint, it's going to be thick.
Yeah, I don't.
Then you use the water.
So I would just like put the paint in the water and just.
Well, you wet. Here's how I would do it. I would wet the brush, and then stick it in.
Actually,
I want a large brush. Let me get you a bigger brush.
This one is. I have one Liz. Liz, what's one? What? I have one. How about this one? I have this one.
Oh, okay. You guys.
Like to try this one? It has this ability to drop the bottom.
okay, so I dip the color and then I put water, or put the water and put the color. How do I make a wash?
Yeah, I always make it wet. I just make the paper with as much as possible, but I'm not sure what she said. What she said?
I don't know, the more water,
Rain first, and
the
then
thinner
water.
it's gonna be.
Rain first, water. I'm gonna try that soon.
Everything in the picture. Doing great. White hardness. Oh. Thank you. I haven't figured out great. I haven't figured out the state, but the state is like enough what color. I know, but it's really kind of funny too. I'm pretty good at geography. That's why I go in high school. Only suggestion I might do. I don't have patio. That's really cool. Well, I mean, yeah. Could you grab that's what people start oil. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You can notice it is a little bit of environmental.
Stand upwards. That's beautiful.
Well, I understand the word, but sometimes people get a little bit
darker at the bottom. Okay, yeah. It's getting, for me, it's just getting, for me, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and like the thing with like. Water toilet next.
Show, let this picture be very beautiful. Everything is beautiful. For me, I'm on a different definition. So for me, afterwards, the bottom should be done. And then we need some light.
I'm like, I look so there, but I'm like, I kind of like it.
Yes. Or you can even definitely.
What time is it? Gosh. So folks at home, I don't know if you heard, we're not going to share today because people are so deeply involved. Oh, E just got here. Hi, E. E, we're going to clean up in like 5 minutes. So sorry, you just arrived. But you're welcome to be here. We are having a great time. We looked at the work of Jaune Smith, one of the greatest living artists today. She is Salish and Kutani, and also Metis and Shoshone, Native American artist. And E, we haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Those of you, since we're not doing sharing, I'm gonna put in the chat box again my email address. I would love to see JPEGs of your work. Please send. Oh, somehow I've lost the chat box again. Où est le chat box? Donnez-moi le chat box, s'il vous plaît. Here it is. Okay.
Liz, this is Dina. I'm gonna bounce.
Dina, it was great seeing you. Do you want to wait 1 minute? I'm going to put the information about the show, upcoming shows. If
Okay.
not, I'll send out an email also. But
Email would be best.
okay. Have a great rest of the day.
You too. I sent you a JPEG.
Oh, yay. Thank you.
Welcome.
What did I say? The address of Art House Productions was 345 Marin, I think. .345 Marin Boulevard. 345 Marin Boulevard, Jersey City, on November 4 from 4:30 to 7 p.m. And Ebru and I are in the Hoboken Artists Studio Tour on November 12th from 1 to 5 p.m. at Newman Leather Building, 300 Observer Highway. But the entrance is on Newark Street through the parking lot. Hi, oh wait, did I just send that to myself?
Copy and paste it.
That's crazy.
But mine is a little bit more.
How did that happen?
Environment.
Should I put these back or throw them out? I cut up some of them.
You can put them back, actually. It's still a pretty big chunk of paper. We can.
Okay.
Actually, it's a big problem if we are having too much and little people to live. You know that there are some areas that are now.
Oh, I don't know, folks. The chat is not cooperating with me. So I'm going to send everyone an email with my email address again and announcements. Folks who are here, it is time for us to clean up. I'm so sorry. Folks at home, you can obviously keep working to your heart's content. Please do send me JPEGs. I think everyone who's participated today, you do have my email address. I look forward to seeing what you've created. And you can always bring works that you've created to next class to share. I like that, in fact. We can spend those extra minutes at the beginning of class while we're waiting for people to come. People in person, when we're waiting for them to come, you can show me what you've created. I'm going to stop the share now. So those of you at home who need this, you can find it online. These are Native American weaving patterns. I'm going to stop share. It was great to see everyone. Those of you who have been away because you've been ill, I'm so glad you're healing. And
Thanks, Liz. Good.
you're welcome, Robin. You look terrific. And you are so involved with your work. So I can't wait to see what you've made. And Alice, great to see you. As always, it's great to see you here. And Courtney, oh, Alice, you're still into your portrait series. Loving it. Is that your daughter?
No, this is a Native American woman.
Wait, I'm gonna pin you.
Don't see it.
Wow. Look at this gorgeous drawing, everybody. We weren't going to share, but the Native American woman. Do you know who it is?
No, I don't.
So it's an anonymous.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alice. It's well done.
Yeah.
I don't want to, this is being recorded, so I'm going to come to you and tell you. All right, so there's 2 more minutes in this video, folks. I'm going to say it's been a great, great class. Thank you all for attending. Oops. Yes. Thank you all for attending, and I will see you next week.
Look, it worked.
Oh, and it worked. Look at Daniel's. Great. Loving this collage. Mixed media collage.
That's really nice.
Isn't it beautiful?
The colors are so great.
And great use of collage. The rabbit in the middle is cut out of the New York Times.
Oh, the rabbit. That's really good.
Well done, Dan.
Yeah. Ironically, that kind of contradicts what I said. Because you know what the inspiration that got me to this is my anger of what is happening in Meta-Leipzig caucus.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about it. Give me 1 minute. So excuse me, I'm going to say goodbye. Like I said, see you next week. Ardon, everybody, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Be safe. Stay warm. Bye-bye.